So me being one of the few black kids in that, in that area, it kind of haunts you. I had stuff on my notebook, nigga, we're gonna kill you, on my Spanish notebook. They had that on my car, nigga, we're gonna kill you. This is early 90s. And so even though I showed it didn't hurt me, it was jacking me up. So all the insecurities I had when I was a kid with my father, I moved into this area here, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And this shit haunted me. It's kind of humbling to talk about my stories sometimes, and it's also embarrassing, but it's real. It's who the fuck I am. It's what I am. It's what created me. And copy from the 4th grade to my junior year in high school on every assignment. But my mom afforded enough money for me to go to see a tutor 1 hour a week. So for 4 hours a month, and I had 6 months to study for my last test. I could only take the ASVAB test 3 times. And I studied my ass off and passed it. And I got in the Air Force and realized there was more things in front of me. I was afraid of the water, terrified of the water. And I learned how to swim, but what gets everybody in this training, in all special ops training, is the water confidence, where they try to pretty much drown your ass. All of our lives we've been breathing. And they take that from you, and they want to see how comfortable you are in the water. I struggled. But 6 weeks into the program, there was about 25 guys left out of about 150. I was there, and I didn't go to sleep for 6 weeks of the program. And I wanted to quit so badly, but I quit everything in my life. I copied through school. I wanted to prove people wrong. And so here I am in this Air Force program, starting to get a little more confidence, but this water was kicking my ass. And 6 weeks into the program, the doctor gave me a blood test. I said, this ain't gonna fucking happen, man. I could lose 106 pounds and I can't even go a quarter of a fucking mile. I started being able to take negative shit and be happy. And this whole, I say what if a lot, it sounds corny and it sounds weak, but it's true. One of the recruiters said there's not many black Navy SEALs. Matter of fact, I was the 36th African American SEAL in history. It's in over 70 years. What if I can be a SEAL, man? What if I can go from running a quarter of a fucking mile, now I run 205 miles. What if I can go? What if I can go? And what if, how would that feel if I'm graduating? Can I never forget at the graduation thing I was talking about, 224, like the video I sat down and watched. He said, we live in a society where mediocrity is often rewarded. And he went on to say something about these men detest mediocrity. And I wanted to be a man that detests mediocrity. It got me in a lot of trouble in the SEAL teams and going forward in my life, because I started looking down on people for not going hard as fucking shit.
And when I see people that are half-assing things, I get terrified of seeing that in myself, and I get mad at them.
Right.
And it's not a good way to handle it.
No.
But it's natural, because you're just terrified of seeing that trait.
Right. And it cost me.
So you come back.
This fucking .25, man, man, you're gonna have to fucking suffer to go from this fat, insecure motherfucker to one of the best guys on the planet Earth. This journey is gonna take something that is gonna be incomprehensible to most people. And these different visualizations, how I visualize in my self-talk, it became so nasty and dirty that I almost liked the fact that I went .25. It was stretching.
Yeah.
It was yoga, stretching, all that stuff combined, changed it.
Well, I just think it balances out your body in those static poses where you're just holding the pose, and it works you out in a weird way.
100%.
You just don't get lifting weights or hitting the bag or anything else. You're just not going to get that kind of working out.
I can't agree with you more.
And it's so difficult. That's what's crazy.
You sweat your ass off.
You're in there with a bunch of housewives and shit, and you're like, this is like the silent struggle.
It's humbling.
Nobody knows.
No, it's humbling.
Like, if you see like 2 doorways, right, and one of them is like fucking CT Ali Fletcher's fucking super pump Iron Addicts gym, which is hard work, right, and then right next to it is the yoga studio. You're like, well,
it's no joke.
2 different kinds of hard work.
Yes, sir.
So what do you do now in terms of, like, you got over this 5 years ago, you're in this bad situation where your body's not working right. Now everything's working great again.
Well, I had 2 heart surgeries also.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
what was wrong with your heart?
So I had a hole in it. So, you're not supposed to have a hole in your heart and be a SEAL. And
Were you born with it?
I was born with it. It went undetected, and me pushing so hard. So in 2009, I was training for this race across America. But
To go through your artery.
Yeah, they went through my femoral artery. Yeah. They
Like
went
with
through,
a camera?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, no, the camera was down through my throat.
Whoa.
And they put this catheter through my femoral artery that went to my heart. They went and they took this helix patch, they placed it in there, and then they found out 6 months later that the hole wasn't covered up enough yet. I was out for I was off active duty for 3 years, so I was in a recruiting area for 3 years trying to get back on active duty, and that was my life for 3 years, man.
So they put that patch in.
Yep.
And now your heart's 100%?
It's 100%. It's 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
incredible.
Yeah, I was losing, blood, and I was bad off.
Which is amazing that you were able to do all that with a hole in your heart.
That's what the doctors were saying, because they didn't know I was a SEAL. So when I went in, and the doctor that found the hole, so they gave me EKGs, all this stuff. Once again, man, it's after I ran like 205 miles,
Right.
Like, man, you're in great shape. I'm like, man, I just don't feel good. The worst thing that can happen to a man is become civilized. You lose that fucking fight. You lose that. Why the fuck am I doing this shit? I'm good. You ain't good, man. You ain't never fucking arrived. And that's just my mentality. You may have more, but you never fucking arrived. You want to be uncommon amongst uncommon people. Period.
Uncommon amongst uncommon people is one of the greatest ways to put it.
That's it. Like if you're like, for me, what got me in trouble with the Navy SEALs is I wanted to be one so bad. I wanted to be the guy. I don't care if you fucking like me. I don't care if you don't understand me. I didn't give a fuck. Once I went through this fucking journey, this path of life, you ain't got. There's a whole bunch of fucking guys that don't fucking like me. I don't give a fuck. I'm a warrior. Period. There's a lot of guys that have been in a lot more combat than me. A warrior's not always that. I wanted to go back to war. And the war was in that training program where you see guys who can quit, guys who are brutal, guys who are suffering, guys who are. So as a SEAL, you don't volunteer for Ranger School. I did. I put in 7 chits, got turned down. My 8th, got accepted. I went at 28, 29 years old because I started becoming civilized. I started becoming complacent. I needed to get my fucking ass kicked again. And when you go as a SEAL going down to, you have no rank in Ranger School. You could be a major. You're just fucking Joe Brown. You're nobody. And you're not eating, you're not sleeping. So I always would I would immerse myself in shit like that. Even I would climb the ladder and I intentionally fall back down that motherfucker to say, all right, man, getting soft, dude. Getting soft. Kick your fucking ass again. I am a guy that doesn't care if you like me or not. And when you're an alpha male and you're against other alpha males, and we eat our own. Alpha males eat their own. And I love that shit. Let's fucking go, man. I want to eat. Hey, man, I'm all about that kind of mentality. But I would sometimes take it to another level.